Hello, bienvenidos, welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see from the title, today we're doing our makeup rehab for the month of February, febrero. So as you guys know, I am sharing with you guys my journey of my low buy. I'm doing amazing, and I did not expect not to do amazing. I always do awesome the first few months of the year, and then the summer comes. I am mentally prepping myself, you guys. I really am. Not to mention that my car has officially died, like dead, where I cannot drive my car unless Mr. Man is in the car with me. Can I just tell you something real quick now that I say Mr. Man? I know this is so off topic, but he gets me flowers every year for Valentine's Day. He's done it. We've been together for almost 20 years, so he's done it for a long time. So anyway, so I found it interesting that this year, when he wrote the card out, he signed it, "Love, Mr. Man." I love that. He's Mr. Man on my phone, and I always mention that to you guys, but I never thought that he would adopt that name, because I have other nicknames for him that I've called him since we started dating, and I just never expected him to adopt that name. So I just want to let you guys know that. I know it's completely off topic, but I had to share because it's like official. He is considered now Mr. Man. All right, so back to this thing. So anyway, there's a lot of releases this month that were interesting to me, but again, my car died. And I need a new car, and you guys know how the economy is, and it's just getting worse, and it's just unfortunate with the war going on. It's just a lot is on my brain, and I'm trying not to stress about it and just let it be. Whatever happens will happen, and I'm just gonna do my thing. I'm just happy that my legs are working. I got a bike and I can go wherever I need to go if I need to go. We'll figure this out. So anyway, so that's where my brain has been when it comes to spending. Hasn't really been there to spend. So you guys, we're going to go ahead and get into it before I keep blabbing on, because I can see I've already been here for 2 minutes. So if you guys want to hear about my makeup rehab for the month of February, stay tuned. But first, if you're new, welcome. My name's Alejandra. I go by Alex. I'm an eyeshadow enthusiast with a dash by Japan. If that's something you want to continue to see on your feed, join us and subscribe. And now let's get on with the numbers of my makeup rehab. Okay, you guys, if you want to see my rules, everything will be down in the description box. So you guys know exactly how I am doing my beauty bank, my rehab, my low buy, whatever you want to call it. I have my rules down there, so you can check those out. I have my intro video as well if you guys want to see what number I started out this year with and what I did in the month of January, because I have that up as well. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so we ended the month of January with a 28 credits. 28 credits, you guys. And I will tell you right now, I did not spend one dime. There was quite a few days where I did put things in my car at Ulta, because I do have gift cards from Ulta, but I did not pull the plug. As you guys, I don't know if you guys may know or not, but I did have a family member pass at the end of February, so my brain has not all been there. And my want for shopping, unfortunately, I had to go shopping for a black dress, because I don't wear black, so I had to go out and buy a black dress and help out my family with the funeral arrangements and things. So I was just not all there for shopping, unfortunately. So I didn't spend anything. So for 2 months, I've only bought one thing. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. I have gone months without buying anything, but for me, that's awesome for right now. So, and I did not get anything for the month of February. Maybe March it'll come, we'll see. So we're at 28 credits. You guys can see my brain's all over the place. 28 credits. So I'm going to share with you guys my empties, so then that way we can see if we're adding anything, because we are adding quite a few this month, you guys. I'm a little bit scared that I may have started with too many credits because I Project Pan, but I'm sure to wash out somewhere in the year. Somewhere. Let's start out with the first empty, and that is my mascara. This is the It Cosmetics Superhero. This is one of my favorite mascaras, even though towards the end it gets really clumpy. But this is an empty, so we're getting one beauty credit for this one, completely empty. I may be spoiling it for some project pans, I don't know, but I do have a second empty, which is my Chanel lipstick in Scenario. I did finish this off, so I'm very happy. And that is a lipstick, you guys, a lipstick I already finished this year. So that is my second credit that I'm gaining this month. And my third credit, you guys, is this setting spray. I finished my setting spray from Ofra. So I have another credit coming to me. But wait, there's more, you guys. I ended up finishing 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 of my color tattoos, which means I get to add an additional 3 credits. The first one that I finished off was nude pink. As you guys know, I had been using this all last year, and I ended up finishing this one. The other 2 were behind the scenes. These had panned for a long time, and they just worked out fine with everything that I was panning. The first one is Pomegranate Punk. You guys, this one was old as dirt. I can't believe I actually finished this off, but I had a lot of reds in the month of February, so it worked out well that I was able to finish this one off. And the other one was called Nude Compliment. This is more of a silver taupey shade, because I do have another one that I'm going to show you that's more of a little bit deeper brown taupe. This is more like a silver taupe. This was beautiful, beautiful. These 2 were super old, you guys. Well, I should say all of my color tattoos are old, and quite a few of them have panned because I've used them for so long. But I was able to finish these 2 this month, and these took me a long time. I mean, this didn't take me a year like this one because I didn't use these consistently. These took me like a good 6 years to finish, which is a little bit embarrassing, but they still worked fine for me because I just mixed them and kept them upside down. So I ended up finishing 3, which means I get to add another 3 credits, which puts me at a total of 34. 34, you guys. So far. So as you guys know, if I hit pan on anything, I get half a point. So I might be spoiling some stuff, but that's okay. First and foremost, in my Pan Those Eyeshadows, I hit pan on this Stila eyeshadow. So that is half a point right there. I'm very happy that I got something in at least some sort of pan in my Pan Those Eyeshadows. The 2 color tattoos that I am working on now behind the scenes is Sleek and Spice. As you guys can see, I have hit pan on the edge right over here. And you guys can see this is a little bit more brown based than the one that I finished. That one was a lot more silver. So for me, this is another half a point. So we're up 1 more point. The other one is Caramel Cool. I am using this one more with my warmer tone looks. I had that warm shadow in the month of January. Was it? No, in the month of February, I had that, well, both January and February. I had that single that I was working on, so it worked really well with this one, you guys can see. See how creamy this looks, you guys? I mix my color tattoos, and the trick is to keep them upside down like this. How do I keep it? I keep them upside down like this in my container, and I use my fingers, which warms up the product, so it makes it look super creamy. You guys can see this one's old as well. This is old as dirt as well. And you guys, it's still creamy and going strong. So I hit pan on this one too. So now we're at 1.5 points with our credits. I'm not done yet. I'm not done. Spoiler alert, I hit pan on both of the sides of this highlighter. So I am up, we're in a half. So now 2.5 points. Up more. Not done. Not done. The next pan that I hit was in my Too Faced chocolate bar. You guys, I've been working on this one as just like a side project for me, just to get more use out of it. I hit pan on this shade right over here. I'm just dabbling with the rest of this palette to see what else I can hit pan on. I just want to at least have 2 pans per palette if I'm working on anything. So I've been working really hard on picking a different one. I'm just playing around with it. I still have yet to decide what I want to hit pan on, but I have hit pan on this one, which means we are at 3 points more. And the last pan that I hit was in this one. This is my Little Lady palette. As you guys know, I have picked a few palettes last year to get more use out of, and I was able to hit pan on this shade right over here. I don't know if you guys can see that. This one is in the shade Lynn. So I have hit pan on this one. So that means I am at 3.5 points. I've yet to decide what other shadow I want to hit pan on this one, but at least this one has something in it because I wanted to at least do some damage with that palette. So we had 34 points of empties, and now we are at 37.5 points. I should say 37.5 credits, you guys. So I almost went up 10 credits this month. I almost had 10 different things. Now, I credit this because the month of February was my catch-up month. As I mentioned, in January, I only used makeup for about 10 days. So I had to play a lot of catch-up, which meant I used makeup every single day of the month of February, with the exception of the last day, because that was the day of the funeral. Basically used my makeup every day. Every day I was dabbling into something. Every day I was playing around with something. So that's how I was able to hit so much pan and usage goals and like empties, because of that reason. I don't know how the rest of the year will be. I will continue this trend because I know myself, and in June, July, August, and September-ish, I start to not use makeup every day because it is so hot. I want to be outside with the kids. We're at the beach, at a lake, at the pool. Like, we're always in some sort of water. So I don't use makeup as often in the summer. So I'm just trying to use as much as I can now that I do. So then when those months come, I am not feeling guilty because I didn't use that much makeup. So I am going to continue this trend. I'm going to continue to use my eyeshadows, any makeup that I have, to try to get as much empties, as much pan as I possibly can. Now, I will say that I still want the Naughty palette from Huda Beauty, and I still want the Mini Biba palette from Natasha Denona. They may come in March since I didn't get them in February. I don't know what else will be released. As you guys know, I'm not really checking my releases as much, like makeup releases, with the exception of those 7 brands that I do have my eye on whenever they release something. So I don't know. I have yet to see any of my favorite 7 brands mention anything that I'm interested in purchasing. So those are the only 2 palettes that I still have on the back of my mind that I still want. And I like this thought process because I've been thinking about these 2 palettes now, the one palette since last year, and the second palette I have been wanting since January. We're now into March and I'm still wanting it. So that to me is a sign that I know I'll get use out of it, and I give myself more of a leeway to get them because it's not an impulse buy and it's not something that I wanted just because I saw it released. I've been thinking about them now for over a month and a half at this point for the one, and then months for the other one. So I don't feel guilty if I do purchase these 2 palettes, even though I do have a lot of palettes in my collection. I am pretty good at trying to rotate as much as I possibly can, so then I don't neglect as much as I did in the past. So that's where we stand for my makeup rehab, you guys. 0 purchases, and we have almost 10 empty / pans this month. Don't expect this to be a trend because I don't know if this will be a trend, but I'm working hard. I'm working hard on using what I have, using what I love, concentrating on wanting to use what I have. And I actually unsubscribed from quite a bit of people on YouTube, people that I have been following since they had 10,000 subscribers, people that I love to watch, but because they're using more new products, sharing more new things instead of using what they have, I have unsubscribed from them just so I don't get tempted, because I got tempted quite a few times in February for certain new palettes, but I told myself that it's better off for me to unsubscribe from them from now for a little bit, at least, to get my head in the game, so I don't force myself to buy these and then not use them as much as I was expecting to use them. So I did, you guys. I kind of felt guilty at first, but I got to remember that I come first. I come first, and they're doing great, so I don't think one person temporarily leaving is going to be a big hit on them. So that's how I'm putting it in my brain. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Am I rambling? My brain is all over the place in this video, but I hope I made sense with what I shared with you guys. I appreciate any feedback. Let me know how you're doing on your low buy. I love to hear any little tips, tricks you guys are finding along the way. That's how we help each other out. So thank you guys so much in advance. More videos on the screen for your enjoyment. Until then, adios.